Hey there, YouTube. It's your man, Cosplay Ray. And today we're going over a slideshow of my Batman mech suit cosplay build. I made this all out of EVA floor mat foam, and it was a really fun material to work with. It's really easy, especially if you're just getting started. Don't let it manipulate you or intimidate you. It's a really good product to actually work with, especially like I said when you're getting first started. So as you can see here, I'm making templates. I'm cutting out the templates and shaping the foam and plasti dipping them. Plasti dip is like a sealant, a rubberizing sealant before I put my paint down. Here you can see there's the paint. I'm actually adding pieces onto existing pieces. This suit definitely was a fun build. I definitely went over later though, once I got a little bit more comfortable with the process, and I redid some pieces later on that you'll see a little later on in the video. But right here I'm making shoulder pads, and this is the paint job on the helmet. The helmet didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it to in the beginning, so I had to do a little bit of modifying later on down the road. So here we are right now with the paint job on the upper torso. Close up on the shoulders. Right here is the start of the gauntlet. And this is some steps into the gauntlet, but still foam process. Still in its raw foam. Right now I'm in the process of, actually I believe it was painting. And with this I also did plasti dip. Plasti dip I use as a sealant on all my foam before I do any painting. Here is the template for the thigh. Now this is the cutout piece of foam for the thigh. This is the thigh pretty much put together. It's been heat shaped and formed and glued together. And here we go. We have the start of the second thigh. And as you can see, there's progress going on. I'm adding little bits and pieces and little details. And right there is the finished product of the thigh. Right now I'm starting the top or the front part of the shin, adding some more details around the top. I also had to make a back portion to cover up obviously the back part of it. And I'm adding more details as we go, and engravings. You could add engravings by drawing your image on, cutting it with an X-Acto knife, and then using a heat gun to cause the heat to open the lines up. Right here is one of the knee pads. And both are done in this shot right here. And this is the start of the boot. I know it looks like a slipper, but that's pretty much how you got to get it to start. It basically was a cover to go over my shoe, all made out of foam. And as you can see, the second one's done. And I decided to do a little different take on this. So I actually decided to put some bat symbols on the back of a calf and paint them gold right here. This is the cod piece or your groin armor, and these are the gloves that I used. All craft foam on top of the hands and things of that nature. This is me actually putting some lights into the eyes. I'm not that great of an electrician, so that was a big step for me. And as we see right here, this is the start of the Kryptonite Spear. This was the first version of the Kryptonite Spear that I did, and I decided to put L wire on the edges to make it give a little bit of a glow look, and it helped with the paint job. Here we are starting the pouches, and the reason why you see a bunch of holes in this pouch is because I put a amplifier into that pouch. That way the voice from the microphone that I had into the costume would be able to come out through like speaker holes in the pouches. Okay, and that's the paint job on the belt, and there it is on top of the upper torso. And this is me actually wearing some of the costume right now, doing a test fit. Once again, adding a little bit more detail to the hands and gauntlets. a little side-by-side comparison of what I was going for. Now right here you can see there were some parts shaved off on the helmet because I felt it was a little too squarey, like a box, so I had to shave off some around the top of the head to give it a little bit of a better shape. And this is a little bit more of a better paint job on the thighs. And here we start the upgrades, which I actually decided to redo a lot of the pieces on the chest area and extend a lot of pieces to make them look bulkier. So I redid the collar, redid the shoulders to give it a bigger, bulkier look. And this is the old helmet. I haven't changed the helmet at this point yet, but it's all coming together and it's looking really, really good. And right here I extended the length on the gauntlets to give them, obviously a longer, bigger look as well. And there's the finished product on that. And it's coming along really well at this point. I'm feeling that it definitely looks bigger. Here is the redesign on the Kryptonite Spear. I actually shaved a lot of material down and used a Dremel to give all those little, like, organic look of rock. And here I'm starting the new process on the helmet. I told myself if it didn't work out, I had the other helmet, but it worked out really well, and I really was feeling the cleanness of the look. It looked a lot cleaner, so I went with it, and I was like, okay, we're gonna finish this up. Right here is the plasti dip once again before I paint. This was the base coat of paint. I like to use metallics. And I took the lighting system out and of the other helmet, and I put in a new lighting system in the new helmet. And there's a side-by-side of the older helmet with the new helmet. I really felt I was able to capture a lot of the look and feel of the helmet from the movie. And here I basically am adding a little bit more girth, I guess you could say, to the bottom of the feet. And here are some more shots of more upgrades that I decided to do. I know you don't get to see the back of the costume that much, but I wanted to give it a little bit more detail, a little closer than of like what it was in the movie. Here's a shot from one of the Comic Cons that I was at. And there is the finished costume.